Aloha, this is Bill Best with On Exhibit. We're here in Paia, Carl Rizicki on the camera, and we're at the corner of Hana Highway and Baldwin Avenue at the Maui Crafts Guild, and it is a fabulous amalgam of artists working together to create just beautiful things. And we're going to explore, talk story with a few of the artists, so come on in, join me. This is Rick Strini, who is a fabulous glass worker, glass blower, artist?
Yeah, glass blowing artist.
Okay, that's good enough. And you've created these fabulous pieces here at the Maui Crafts Guild, and it's just an eye popper to see the variety of work that you've done, from the piece on the window there to some of these other smaller pieces. But you tend to work big.
Big.
Yes, big. in a word.
A lot of custom work, lighting primarily.
Do you? Well, this is just wonderful, and you have various sconces. Is that the word?
Well, those are chandeliers, but I do sconces also.
Oh, okay. Is there
pendant lights?
What is it?
Pendant lights.
Pendant lights. Those are the kind of things.
There's jellyfish pendant lights in the window, dome lights, up lights, just art glass in general. Jewelry.
Yeah, there's some beautiful jewelry here. You've done some lamps, which I kind of covet, honestly.
Make you a deal.
Now, you told me that you've actually been listening to my radio show, I'm an Up.
Absolutely, we always do.
Does that inspire your work in any way, I hope?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The music does.
What in particular? What music have I played that you that really inspired you?
Santana.
Santana. All right. Yeah. Well, we're lucky enough to live on a place on Maui that where we can see tremendous artists like that, and I'm really honored to be a part of the music scene here in my own humble way. Where do you come from originally, Rick?
Santa Cruz, California.
Well, that's a wonderfully creative place. That's one of those places you can go and you just feel those creative vibes, and what a beautiful place too. A lot of fog though.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
That's why you're here.
Take a look at the wonderful jewelry we have.
Yeah, let's move on. We'll talk to a few of the other people here involved with the Maui Crafts Guild. Rick, thank you so much, and thank you for brightening our lives with your beautiful creations. I just want to ask you one other thing. Where do you do your work?
My house.
And where's that, in Haiku?
Yeah, it's on the ocean side up in Haiku.
Because we visited with a couple of glass studios here on Maui, and
Sometime.
Can people go to your studio and see you work?
By appointment.
By appointment. How can people reach you?
They could pick up a business card here at Maui Crafts Guild.
Look, I've got one right now.
Yeah.
And it shows you working here. That's right. You know, I appreciate glass blowers because there's always an opportunity or a possibility of disfigurement.
It's hot stuff too.
And I had a chance to do a little bit at one point, and I ended up with what was basically a doorknob. But I think that's the amateur. That's how you start, right?
That's right. I used to make globs, not even doorknobs, and people would come by and want to buy them, and my mother would say, "Sell it, because you could make another one."
Wait, you were blowing glass in your mother's house?
In high school, yeah.
In high school. And
53 years in the business right now.
53 years, my gosh, Rick. Well, you can certainly see the results because it couldn't be more gorgeous. Thank you so much. We're going to move on and look at some of the other pieces. There's so much to see here at the Maui Crafts Guild. Barclay Hill is one of the members of the guild here, and he does such a variety of work, from jewelry, which we have in the case here, to these wonderful sculptures. These are, tell us about the old pipes.
Yeah, recycling, reusable. That's right. It's good.
Yeah, it is.
I actually like the patina that the old pipes get, and so I try to pick out a pipe that has some nice patina. Patina.
Yes. Well, I love the rust. I did a whole series of pictures of old rusty vehicles here on Maui. When there were still old rusty vehicles on Maui, they towed them all away, unfortunately. But that rusty look. I mean, if I could have a hot rod, I'd have what's called a rat rod, which is basically just a pile of junk with a good engine in it. So
I like the good engine part.
The good engine part. Yeah. So you've done work with wood. You have a paddle up there. Do you paddle too?
Sometimes when I have to paddle in if my boat sinks, or definitely.
And that is quite a large paddle. That would be a paddle that maybe King Kamehameha might have.
It's possible. It could be a club too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Has multiple purposes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't see any weapons on the walls. It would be. Yeah, it would be a weapon. I'm having to pass this. So you work with wood. You work with metal. You do.
It's ceramics with copper coating, and then it's had a patina acid on it that etched it.
Wow, you could have fooled me, because I was sure that was bronze or copper.
How's that look? It has a copper coating, so it gets that effect.
Well, how do you do that? You spray the coating on?
I paint it on. It's a special technique.
Oh, a special technique. Okay. So how long have you been involved with the Maui Crafts Guild?
I've been a member for 13 years. Its history is, I think, 34 years in this town now, so it's one of the longest running businesses in this town.
Yeah. And we've gone up and down the street. It's not often that we come into Paia for various reasons. We love Paia, but it's kind of a commitment to to get to Paia and to find a parking space and the whole thing. But with all the shops we've seen, yours is really one of the most attractive as far as the materials and so on. Plus, you are you're the artists involved.
Right. No, we got a history in the town, and we work hard at it. Everybody works in the store and helps run the business, has a say in the business, so that's one of the keys to our success. The artists do come and go, and it's always something changing, and you got to keep up with the times.
Well, I'm curious about the artist side of pricing work, because I know that as having done artwork and putting my work in galleries, that very often you've got to double, triple the price of the work that you do, and considering the time and the energy and the materials that go into it, it can be very difficult. Can maybe you give us an idea as far as this piece is concerned? How many hours would it take, and what was the cost to you personally?
Well, usually on those kind of pieces, the cost isn't that high. It's the time that goes into it, and you have to figure out what your time's worth and whatnot. And then usually, like this gallery is run by the artists, so the artists get the majority of the end product. Whereas if you're in someone else's gallery, you might only get like 40% or 45%. So there's some advantages here, but then we have to do the work. So,
well, that's more fun.
It is. We get if you're working in the store, you get to meet people from all around the world.
Yeah, right here at the corner of Hana Highway and Baldwin Avenue. I mean, you couldn't have a better location.
That's correct. It's New York, Tokyo, Paris, and Paia.
I love that. Yeah. So if people want to contact you, I guess they can contact you through the Maui Crafts Guild.
That's right. We have a website, and you could go to, I think it's mauicraftguild.com. And there's usually all the different artists are on display, and tells a bit of history and whatnot.
Well, we're anxious to talk with a few other of the artists here. We don't have all 11 available, unfortunately, but Barclay, it's inspiring to talk with you and to see such an eclectic pursuit of your work. I mean, it's not usual that you find a jeweler doing big pieces that would be hung on the wall, let alone a paddle that could be used as a club.
There you go. So variety's the spice of life.
That's right. Well, I'm glad you didn't lock yourself into one particular medium. And obviously a Renaissance man, Barclay Hill, here at the Maui Crafts Guild. And we're going to peruse and talk with one or two other people here. So thanks, Barclay.
Thank you, Bill. Very good.
Fiama Von Shuetze is a basket weaver here at Maui Crafts Guild?
Yes. I call myself a fiber sculptress now.
Oh, I like that better. So you have baskets, you even have earrings.
I do some seed bead work. I have American Indian roots, and even though I grew up here doing a lot of Hawaiian stuff, hula and canoe paddling and all haku lei making, the roots of my native blood are seed bead work and basketry. So I incorporate the Hawaiian mana into my work, and I grew up here since I was 6. So
Is that right?
long time, yes.
Since you were 6 years old. In what part of the island?
On the countryside, I'm in Huelo.
Oh, in Huelo.
On
You
the west
still
side
there?
of the island, still there.
Same house?
Yep,
Wow, that's unusual.
yep. And so I did want to mention more of what the co-op means to me. We've had artists here, beautiful artists that have created this co-op years ago. One of them was my mother and her best friend Sandy Vitarelli. A lot of our regular customers know these people and have quite large collections of their work. I know that will continue with the artists here as well, because we have a large following of people who look for us every year. And we are in the middle of town now, so that's new for a lot of people who don't come every year. But I want to say that the people here really make an effort to take the beauty we see here in the islands and represent it in our own way, and show the joy that we have on the island and the inspiration we have here. And I'm hoping, people appreciate that, and that the guild continues to grow, and that our mana'o will perpetuate the culture of arts.
Well, before we go, I want you to tell us about your dad's work, which is up on the wall. So let's go take a look at that, okay? So Fiama, I was thinking that you in some way were inspired by your dad because of the work that he does, which is behind us, but it turns out just the reverse.
Well, I think we all inspire each other at all different times in life. My mother was an amazing artist, and like I had told jokingly some other friends, he wasn't allowed to do art when we were artists, But now my mother's passed for a while. She was an amazing artist on the island. Her name was Carmen Westcott. She did everything from Christmas windows. In Paia, she'd do all the Christmas windows of every shop. And she did amazing stained glass. She did all kinds of things. Painter, she was a painter. So we were all inspired by her. And my mom and I had started doing these beautiful bark collages maybe 30 some odd years ago. But we did them very simple and kind of flat, and we pressed everything, and they were kind of one-dimensional. They were beautiful and popular, but I started my basketry and got really carried away with that. And my father, when my mom passed in some kind of way, we started doing it again. And my dad took over. He came into the guild and he started doing the bark collages, and he's taken them to a level over the 20-something years that's just out of this world. He's gone 3D in the depth, and he uses a lot of rare banana, black banana bark, which is a type of hybrid banana.
Using local materials, especially found materials, a great way to recycle, of course, but I wouldn't call it recycled art by any means. It's really a unique approach to creating a collage, montage, if you will, all natural materials, all organic, right?
Of course, and he uses all koa frames, and they're in a box frame, so that's what gives it its depth. He's
Well,
up the picture.
it's so completely unique. The Maui Crafts Guild, you guys are open, is it 10?
10 to 6 every day of the week, maybe Christmas. We might take a day off.
And you can come in and you can actually meet with the artists who are creating these pieces, which is sometimes unusual. I love going to a place where the creative people are hands-on, and that's the Maui Crafts Guild. So I understand, though, that you might be looking for more artists to join the Maui Crafts Guild?
We're always open to artists. We have a standard that must be met, but that standard is with the ability to see promise in an individual and help it grow, because we still all grow from each other, and helping each other with ideas and concepts, and whether it be selling or creating or just maintaining a balance between work and play. Yep.
Thank you so much for your time and for being here and being as creative and doing these fabulous pieces. And
Mahalo.
Yes, mahalo for you and all you do. We're going to talk with one other member. We're starting to run down on time here at the Maui Crafts Guild. I want to remind you that the show is on the internet. We've done a number of the on exhibit shows from various galleries and workshops and artist studios, and you can see them all online. MauiLiveshow.com is one source, but if you just go on exhibit with Bill Best, you should be able to see a number of the shows. And even though they're all about specific shows, the last show we did was the Seabury Hill Crafts Fair. But they're all up there, so they may not be topical for the moment, but they feature some of the most creative people on the Valley Isle. So I encourage you to check it out on the internet, also on Akaku, I believe, 8 o'clock on Thursday evenings, but always available on the internet. We have one other person to talk with here, so we're going to move on. Rebecca, you're part of the Maui Crafts Guild, and you've been here for how long?
Been here for 3.5 years as a member of the guild.
And the guild has been around for so long that I'm amazed that any art gallery, you know, if they've stuck around for this long of time, then you know they must be doing something right.
I agree with you totally, and I think one of the things I really enjoy mentioning to people when they come into our gallery is the fact that we truly are the oldest store in Paia. Charlie's has been around, I think, a little bit longer, but I consider that to be a restaurant. So, you know, it makes me proud to say I'm part of a store that has been this long-lasting in Paia.
Now, you are a jeweler.
I am a fine jeweler. I work with my husband, Peter Kalina, and he's not here today, but I hope to represent both of us well.
So do you create jewelry together?
We do.
How does that work? How do you do that?
Well, when we first got together, I was originally a glass artist, and Peter was already into doing his jewelry by probably 10 years. It's how he worked himself through Berkeley. When we got together, we also met at being members of a guild in Lake Tahoe many years ago. And here we are 38 years later. But early on in our working as artists, it became clear that we really needed to focus on glass or jewelry. The jewelry was already successful and happening, and we both had a passion for stones. So I decided to make the switch, and we became a team, and we've been working together for 38 years.
What materials do you prefer to work with?
Well, we work, you know, the consistent component of our work is the wonderful gemstones that we've always had a passion for. We love to design for them and to feature them in our work. So that's probably the common thread, although not every piece has gemstones, but most do. And we work in sterling silver, also 14 and 18 karat gold.
Do people work with 24 karat gold?
They do. They do. It's a soft metal because it's not alloyed. And for our specialty, seems like it's developed over the years to be rings. And for rings, we like to think of the durability and you know, the long-lasting aspect of them. So we tend to like to alloy and take it down to 18 or 14 karat if we're working in gold.
Now, some of the artists here are multi-talented and do more than just one style of work.
Exactly.
But you're sticking with jewelry.
Yeah, I think it's been, again, our passion. It's what we've worked well together with. And at this point in time, you know, we still like being involved with our art, but at the same time, you know, we like other things in life as well.
Well, we kind of take for granted the artists and the musicians in our community, but very often they are world-class artists, musicians, creators, and so I always recommend people get out, go to the galleries, expose yourself to art, and hopefully get creative.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Thank you, Rebecca. Gabi Dunn is a jeweler here at the Maui Crafts Guild, and I see you're wearing a piece, one of yours, I assume.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and you work with a lot of different materials, from shells to looks like what are those, fangs?
They look like fangs. It's actually a conch, queen conch, and it's carved into like a tooth shape. It's not really a fang. It's not a natural formed that way, but it's a material that they cut into that shape. So. And
you also have puka shells, and when I came here in 1975, the puka necklace was the rage. Everybody had a puka necklace. Where they are now, I have no idea.
Well, now there's about maybe 10 people for every shell, and the puka shells that they sell nowadays are mostly cut. They're from China, and they just glue them on big boards, and they just stamp them out. They're not natural puka shells. So, you know, because they look all perfect and round. But everything that we do here is all with natural puka shells off the beach that we've collected and coveted for many, many years. So they're the vintage ones.
And are you a beachcomber?
I am a little bit. I'm a little fair for it. So my mother, actually, she collected shells for about 27 years and gave them to me.
So she gave you a treasure trove of materials to work with.
Absolutely. I couldn't have done it without her. So.
And you've been working since you were a child doing jewelry?
Oh, gosh, no. I've only been doing it about 3 years, max. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you're so accomplished. It's just wonderful to see the work that you do. I especially love these little tiny shells that you have mixed in with. Looks like you use a lot of silver.
I do silver, and I also do gold. I do 14 karat gold, 18 karat gold, and I'm going to be working with 22 karat gold, the higher carats. I love high karat gold.
Why do you prefer that?
Because it's gorgeous, and it's fabulous, and it's luxurious and rich and warm. I love the yellow gold, yeah.
So 24 karat, is that the highest carat?
It is, yes. But I'll work with 22.
What's with the carats? I've always wondered, why would you compare jewelry to carats?
You know, it's a measurement source. I guess that's the best thing about it. Yeah.
Stack a bunch of carats on the weighing machine, And
potatoes and onions and some celery, yeah, and then make a big soup. No.
really?
No, I'm not sure the exact origin of that, but yeah, it's different spelling for sure.
Well, it's wonderful talking with all of you here, and the Maui Crafts Guild is just the best. Right here on the corner of Hana Highway and Baldwin Avenue, just a great group of creative people, and we're very glad to be here with on exhibit. And I want to thank everybody for allowing us into your beautiful gallery and the Guild. And we can't encourage you enough to keep doing what you're doing already and keep beautifying the world as you are. I'm Bill Best with Carl Ruzicki. Thanks to Larry John, Bobby D. Best, and all the rest. And thank you for watching On Exhibit with me, Bill Best. Aloha.